Hi all, welcome to the video lecture series of Object-Oriented Programming. In this video lecture, we'll be discussing about static keyword. Why we have to use the static keyword, why we have to make some methods or variables as static, why the main method is static. All these questions can be answered only if we know the importance of the static keyword, and that is what we are going to discuss in this video lecture. The keyword static is mainly used for memory management. In the sense, this keyword saves lot of memory. How static keyword saves memory? Okay, so we know that when we create a class, we can create any number of objects of a class. We have defined a class as a template or a blueprint from which we can create a number of objects. So if a class consists of 5 variables and 3 methods, all the objects that we create will get a copy of those 5 variables and 3 methods. So each object will be having its own copy of 5 variables and 3 methods. So its own copy means we have to allocate some space for that in the computer memory. Suppose we are creating 10 objects of that class. So we are having 10 copy of that class, and each copy will be having 5 variables and 3 methods. That means that much memory is used up. Suppose one of the method or two of the methods that is inside the class is common to all the objects. If the method functionality is common to all the objects, then why can't we declare that method only once instead of keeping or giving separate copy for each object? It is in that scenario we can use static keyword. So if we declare something as static, it belongs to the class instead of a specific instance. That means if we declare a variable or a method as static, then that variable or method, it belongs to that class itself. Even if we create objects of the class, the static method or static variables will not be created as a separate copy for each object. The static members will be commonly shared by all the objects of that class. That is how the static keyword saves the memory. So we can declare variables or methods, or even we can create a separate block of code as static, and we will see how it is done. Also, since the static variables belongs to or static methods belongs to the class, we don't have to create objects to access variables or methods. Very often we know that if we want to access the methods or variables of a class, we need to create objects, and we have to write like object name dot method name or object name dot variable name. But since the static methods or static variables belongs to the class itself, there is no need to use objects to access them. Now we will see how to declare a variable as static. For declaring a variable as static, we have to use the keyword static just before the data type of the variable. For example, static int a. If we declare a variable as static, that means it belongs to the class. Even if we create some objects of that class, separate copy of that variable will not be created. So all the objects of the class will be sharing the same variable. It is used when all the objects share some common properties. For example, see this company name of employees. If we are creating a program that deals with the details of employees of a company, we know that the employee name, employee age, employee weight, employee height, employee address, everything will be different. But the company to which these employees belong, it will be the same. So there is no need to use another variable, a separate variable for each employee. Since all the employees belong to the same company, we can declare that company name as a static string variable, so that variable will be shared by all the objects, all the employee objects. Similarly, college name of students. if we are creating a software or a program that deals with details of students, all the students will belong to one college, right? Or there will be there will be several students belonging to same college. So we can use the college name variable as static. That means that variable will be copied or will be shared by all the students. So there is no need to create separate copy for each and every student object that we create. I hope it is understood. And why we are saying that static variable or static keyword saves memory, or it is used for memory management? Because when we declare a variable or a method as static, it gets a memory only one time, that is only once, and that is at the time of class loading. On the other hand, if you are not declaring a variable as static, whenever we create an object, that's the case with normal methods and variables. Suppose I have a class. Inside the class I have 3 variables. All the 3 are not static, normal variables. So when we create 5 objects, each time when we create the object, these 3 variables will be allocated separate space. For object 1, there will be one space for these 3 variables. For object 2, again a space will be allocated for these 3 variables. For object 3 also, for object 4 and object 5 also. So that much memory will be used up. So what if among these 3 variables, suppose one variable is having a common value for all the 3 objects? Why can't we all the 5 objects? Why can't we keep it as static, so that that variable will be getting the memory only once, that is when the class loads, and that memory will be shared among these 5 objects. So that much memory we can save. That is why we are saying that static variable saves memory. You can expect some questions like this when you go for interviews. Why we are saying that static variables is good for memory management? This is the answer. Okay, and advantage of static variable, as I have mentioned just now, it makes your program memory efficient because it saves memory. We will see an example and we'll understand what's the importance of making a variable as static and non-static. See, in this program I have created a class. The class name is student, and this class has got 3 variables. One variable is integer and 2 others are string, and I have given the value of college name as ITS. So each and every student object that we are going to create now will be having separate copy of these 3 variables. Suppose I am creating 5 objects: roll number 1, roll number 2, roll number 3, roll number 4 and roll number 5. 5 objects of class student. So roll number 1 will be having a roll number, name and college. Roll number 2 will be also having a roll number, name and college. Roll number 3, roll number 4 and roll number 5. All these 5 objects of class student will be having a separate individual copy of these 3 variables. But as you can see here, all these 5 objects belongs to the class student, and all these 5 objects will be having the same value for their college variable. The value of college variable will be ITS for all these 5 objects. So separate 5 blocks of memory will be created, and in each block this value will be common. So why can't we keep this variable as a common variable, and why can't we share this variable among these 5 objects? For that purpose we use the keyword static. So as you can see here, this program demonstrates the usage of static keyword. The same class student, roll number, one integer variable, string name, that's and because roll number and name are different for each student, right? It's unique for each student. One student will be having only one roll number. There will not be 2 students with the same roll number. Name also, it's like that, it's unique. So we cannot make them as static, but we can make the college name as static, because all the students of a particular college will be having the same college name. So there is no need to what we can say, declare this college variable as non-static. So since we declare this variable as static, this variable will be copied or will be shared among all the objects. And as you can see, this is the constructor. Here it is a parameterized constructor. It takes two parameters, one integer value and one string value, and as you can see, this integer value r is stored to the roll number. So the basic idea or the basic purpose or functionality of constructor is to initialize the object, and we know that constructors are invoked or called only when we create objects. So whenever we create an object, this method will be invoked, and we have to pass two parameters. One must be integer and second one must be the string value, and those values will be assigned as the object, roll number and name. Okay, and we have one more method that display inside the class student, that is used for displaying the roll number, name and college. Now I am creating another class. So this is one class and I am creating another class. The class name is test static variable 1 as a class name. So this is our driver class, because in this class we have the main method. This class won't be able to execute because there is no main method here. We have to execute this entire program in terms of this class, because the main method, the method from which the execution of a program begins, is a main method. It is located inside the class named test static variable 1. So this is the driver class, because this class is going to drive our program. Okay, and we are writing public static void main. Okay, I am creating two objects of class student, s1 and s2. So s1 is one object of class student. S1 will be having a copy of roll number, name and display. Similarly, S2 also will be having a copy of roll number, name and display. S1 and S2 will share the same variable college because it is declared as static. And see how we are creating the object. We have to call the constructor. Constructor is a method having the same name as that of the class. So I am calling the constructor here, and I am passing two parameters because it is mentioned here this constructor has to get two parameters to work properly. So I have to pass two parameters, and their order is first one is integer and second one is string. So I have to pass like that. So first one is integer and second one is string. Here also first one is integer, second one is string. So when I execute this line of code, I am creating a separate block named S1. So I am creating a block of memory. Name of that block will be S1. Okay, here there will be roll number. I am not writing the complete variable name, as well as there will be name. Okay, and value of roll number will be 111. Similarly name will be current. Similarly, I am creating another object named S2. It will get another block of memory. Here also there will be roll number and there will be name. The value of roll number will be 222 and name will be given as Aryan. Okay, but the variable string college, this will be shared by both of these objects. Along with this roll number and name, this S1 will be having the method display, because that is also there inside that class. S2 also will get a method named display, the copy of the method display, because it is also an object of same class named student. So this is how it looks like. S1 will be having a copy of roll number, name and display. S2 will also have its own copy of roll number, name and display. If I want to access the display method of S1, I have to write S1.display. Similarly, to access the method of class of object S2, I have to write S2.display. That is what written here. So when S1.display is executed, it is printing roll number, name and college of which object? Of S1. So it will print the value of roll number, which is 111, name is current, and college name, since it is static, it will print ITS. Similarly, when it calls S2.display, it is calling the method display of S2. So display method is printing the value of roll number, name and college. Since we are calling st.display, this method will display the roll number, that is 222, name which is given as Aryan, and the college name. I hope this example is clear, and I hope so. This is the memory picture, the how the space allocated inside the memory. As you can see, S2 and S1 both are reference variables or objects, so they are given the space in the stack memory. S2 is created last, so we know that stack is actually last in first out data structure, so S2 will be inserted last because it is the first one that is going to be popped out. That's the last one created. So S2 will be having a separate space for its ID and name. S1 also will be having a separate space for ID and name. But see, the college equal to ITS, this variable is static and this value is shared among both objects. Not only two objects, for all the objects that we are going to create of class student, this space will be common to all those objects. Now we will see how to make a method as static, or why we have to make a method as static. We know that the main method is written as public static void main. Among this, you now know the meaning of public keyword as well as the void keyword. The only remaining keyword is static. Why we want to make a method as static? Because if we declare a method as static, then that method belongs to a class. We don't have to create an object for calling that method. We can directly call by means of the class name. So once we declare our method as static, it belongs to the class, not that of objects. That means we don't want to create object to access the method or variables. So we cannot make our main method non-static, because when we execute the Java program, this is the first method that needs to be executed. If we make this main method as non-static, then who will call this method? When we click on, or when we type java c space filename.java, our program needs to run, isn't it? That means the main method must be invoked by someone, then only that method will start running. So if we don't make that method as static, main method as static, it won't be possible for the Java compiler to call that method. So for that reason, we are making it is compulsorily we are making that Java method is a static method. Okay, so that is what. So now you know the meaning of each and every keyword in that public static void main, that line. So don't make any mistakes anymore. Okay, so the main method is static. That means that method belongs to class. So even if we create object of that class, the main method will be common. It's not common. It's not copied. It's not going to be created multiple times. But there are certain restrictions for this static methods. They are: a static method cannot use non-static data member. That is, if you are declaring a variable outside a static method, and if that variable is not static, then the variable cannot use it. That is, we have the main method public static void main. If I am going to declare a variable int a outside the main method, not inside, outside the main method, simply int a, and if I try to access that variable inside the static inside the main method, it will show an error because of this reason. A static method cannot use non-static data member. Similarly, a static method cannot call non-static methods. So if you want to write a single program in Java in which we have to include methods, apart from the main method, if you are going to write so many other methods, all those methods must be static. Otherwise, we will not be able to call those methods from within the main method. Okay, and also this and super keyword cannot be used inside the static methods. As you can see here, we are creating one class. The class name is calculate. We have one static method, static int cube, and it is receiving one parameter, one integer parameter. And why this method has to be static? See, this we are going to we are going to call this method cube from within the class named from within the main method. Main method is static, which means this method main can access only static methods as well as static variables. And see how we are calling the method. It is class name dot method name. We don't have to use the object name because this method cube belongs to the class calculate because of this keyword static. There is no need to create objects. We can directly call by class name dot method name. See this example. I have declared a variable a and given the value of 40, which is this variable is non-static. It is declared outside the main method, inside the class a, but outside the main method. And I am trying to access that variable inside the main method. This program, if I run, it will show compile time error. Why? Because main method is static, so main method can access only static variables. It can call only static methods. That point you have to keep in mind. We can also use static keyword to create static blocks. Okay, we can use static keyword to create static blocks also. So if you want to what we can say, we want to execute a particular lines of code even before the main method starts working, we can use the static keyword and we can create a separate block. A block means a pair of curly brackets. Just write the keyword static just before the pair of curly brackets. That becomes a static block. In that case, this block will be the first block to be executed even before the main method. Okay, so as you can see in this example, I have declared one class, one static block here. See the keyword static, and then I am opening a pair of curly brackets. Inside that I am writing system.out.println, static block is invoked, and then comes the static void main method. Inside that I am writing hello main to print hello main. So when I execute this program, the static block will get executed first, even before the main method. So the output will be like this: static block is invoked and hello main. It is not compulsory to write static blocks in every program, but in certain situations, if you have to execute some lines of code even before the main method starts working, you can just create a static block by using a static keyword and open a pair of curly brackets. Write those lines of code inside that a pair of curly brackets so that those codes will be the first one. We shall conclude now. We have seen the different usage of static keyword, and from by now we came to know that, or we understood that why we have to make the main method as static. We also discussed about static variables, static methods and static blocks, and we have seen some of the examples also. Thank you so much.